10.5.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who aren't Husker fans were just generally saying that there's no way the Huskers even make it that close. The general consensus out there in the world of the internet was that Nebraska was going to lose this game by 20 or more points. And they darn near won the thing. I think they earned a lot of respect from people.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that spread came out before they knew Rink Mast was not going to play.
Correct. Yeah, that spread came out when they knew that they weren't going to have Braden Frager. But, yeah, they thought they were going to have Rink Mast and still lose by at least 10.5, according to Vegas. And people weren't even giving them that. They thought they were going to get blown out on the road, and they almost stole one. So I think they earned a lot of respect, but I think the thing that people need to remember is that while us as fans can talk about, they lost, but this, it's important for us to know and have respect for the fact that the team is not doing that. They were still a team at that press conference after the game that lost a game that they fully 100% believed that they could win the entire time. And the loss hurt the same as any other loss. They weren't making any excuses, and I think that speaks to Fred's coaching and the character of all those kids. They didn't make any excuses. They sat up there and said, we gotta move forward from this one, and there's no consolation losses. A loss is a loss, just like a win's a win. That's sports.
Yeah.
One team comes out on top, one team comes out on the bottom. But I said on my Twitter page last night, this team has bigger aspirations than long winning streaks. They want to go deep in the postseason. I think that's the exciting thing about them. Their aspirations are so much higher than just getting one of several regular season wins.
I would think the benefit of the game with being short on players would be dividends paid later on when you have guys that have come off the bench and performed at that level, and you're not going to lose too much, if anything, when you substitute. That's got to make a coach's job, I wouldn't say easy, but certainly more beneficial.
Well, I talk about that at the high school level all the time. When you have a good enough starting five and then your first couple off of the bench to where you're fortunate enough to build a lead where you can rest them for the final few minutes of a game and get your bench players in there, especially when you come to this time of the season, conference, sub-district, district finals. When those freshmen, sophomore, and juniors that are coming off of the bench that don't normally get playing time get that experience, they're that much less nervous when they get it later on in their career, and the same goes for Nebraska. I can't say enough about how Cale Jacobson specifically played for Nebraska last night. A kid was making shots every time it seemed like Nebraska was struggling a little bit to keep their head above water. They could rely on him, the Nebraska kid. It's cool.
Yeah. Well, speaking of high school, jump in. You guys have been everywhere and covered a lot of basketball already this week. Little break tonight, and then, as you said, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Brent, and that's go. There's going to be a lot of games covered by our team.
I'll kind of focus, focus in on Broken Bow as they continue playing the Southwest Conference Tournament. Again, you may have heard it earlier, but it's been set now. The Broken Bow boys will play at Minden in the consolation bracket on Thursday, and they will tip that at 6:30 on Thursday night, so we'll broadcast it on KCNI. Great win for the Broken Bow girls last night, defeating Minden to move into the semifinals. Big shout-out to assistant coach Darren Toby, also superintendent of Broken Bow Schools, wore the lucky Big Bird socks last night.
No.
And I'm told that may have been the key.
Oh, wow.
I saw them, too. They're nice.
Big Bird's my
Big Bird socks.
My second favorite Sesame Street character.
And your first is?
Oscar the Grouch.
Really?
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he lives in a trash can.
Yeah, he's got an attitude.
Yeah.
I would go with Cookie Monster for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Although Grover was a close second.
Man.
Especially Super Grover.
Yeah, he put on the cape. It was
Super
game
Grover
over.
was the man. you know?
Speaking of capes, didn't you like Count Dracula?
Oh, yes, the Count.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Count was
man.
great. Yes.
Need to watch some Sesame Street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's bringing back some memories.
Wow, from basketball, we've segued to Sesame Street. But yes, Coach Toby had the lucky Big Bird socks on last night.
Might
Kind of
have made
set
it.
the tone. Girls played great. Great win for them. And so they will take on Ogallala, the top seed, and they will play that. That'll be the first of the 4 semifinals that will be played on Friday at North Platte Community College. So they'll tip it at 3:30, and we'll broadcast it on KCNI radio. We're just going to keep all of the Broken Bow coverage on KCNI for the rest of the week. So, and then we know that the Broken Bow girls will play again on Saturday, and so we'll be there for that as well. And then Jeremy and Larry, as they have done for, I think they've done this ever since they moved the Southwest Conference tournament and the MNAC tournament to the same week. These two guys kind of anchor our coverage for the semifinals and the finals, which will be Thursday and Saturday for it.
Yep, it should be a lot of fun. We've had some good opening round games, and first through the 4th seed made it to the semifinals of both tournaments. So I think all the teams that are the 1 through the 4 seed are proud of the fact that they kind of held their seeds and won a game that, you know, the paper said that they should win based on when they came into the tournament. So that should be a lot of fun.
Okay, it's all coming up.
And I just posted up the updated MNAC brackets and just kind of a rundown of Thursday on the Sandhills Express Facebook page. And then, of course, between the sports page on Sandhills Express and the station calendar page, you should be able to find all the links you need for anything. Should be able to find it. And big shout out to all the schools that have hosted us in the opening round. The hospitality has been wonderful. I had the best hot dog I've had in a while up at Dunning earlier on this week, and their hospitality is always great, and just appreciate the schools and their help spreading the word about our video and radio broadcasts and getting that word out to fans. We had folks when we were broadcasting in Dunning on Monday. I just put a shout out on the air and said, let us know in the chat box where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. And we had folks from Florida and Texas that were watching in, either to cheer on somebody specific, or one person actually commented and said, this was really fun. I was just scrolling through YouTube looking for something to watch and came across your random live sports broadcast from the middle of Nebraska and watched all the way through to the end. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't know if I should bring this up or not, because I don't know how many people really care at this point in the professional football season, but the Super Bowl is, a couple weeks away, so we're going to have this build-up for all that period of time. And I think the other day, Brent, we were reading about what a seat at the Super Bowl costs up in the nosebleed sections, if not hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get a seat there. And if you want a premier parking place, it's $6,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to park.
Yeah. And I don't know how many teams are these teams followed much by the Midwest or folks from around here. So as Brent has said, you'll still watch the Super Bowl because it is the the climax of the season. But I'm not sure how many people are fans of the teams that are going to be participating. I guess it doesn't matter all that much. But
Yeah.
It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's the Super Bowl. You watch. I mean, a lot of people watch for the commercials, or a lot of people use it as an excuse to make a bunch of food and have some friends over.
Yeah.
It's all of those things, and it kind of just nestles right in there in mid-February, and just is kind of a good time for it, I guess.
do you guys, either one of you, follow then the other pro football leagues? I know, of course, there's the Canadian league that has its own players and its own following and so forth, but then the off season we now have alternatives so we can watch pro football year round, right?
No, I don't really.
Yeah,
I tried to
haven't
get
gotten into it.
I tried to get into the UFL when they had the Omaha Nighthawks for a little while. Tried to get into that, but just couldn't. I I myself, whenever there's a new sport that comes along or a new team or league or something like that, those people that know me know that the teams that I'm a fan of already, I'm such a big fan of that I can tell you anything and everything about what they've got going on at any given point. I'm far from a casual fan. I just feel like I don't have extra time to dedicate to another team. You know,
Well,
I'd much rather be an educated fan of the teams that I know now rather than only know 50% of that. That's why I've never really gotten into MLB. It just seems like just such a time soak.
Yeah, but the thing about baseball is you don't really. I guess I can pull up a baseball game and not be a big fan of either team, but if you like baseball, you just like to watch the mechanics of the game, and it's kind of relaxing.
Yes.
I'm that same way, except I just can't get into it on television or radio. But I will watch any baseball game at any moment, whenever, in person.
Yeah.
Take me there. I'll go. But that's sports in general. I mean, I went to the Olympic trials for curling.
Yeah, I know you did.
Love that. That was great. That was like one of the best sports things I've ever been to.
I bet that was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I got to see the eventual, gold medal curling team right in Omaha at Baxter Arena.
Mm-hmm.
It was a blast.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
I don't know where my voices went, but I'm going to try to get this out because I'd like your thoughts on this. Well, I heard it on Fox Sports. I know it was on social media and all this stuff. I don't know this. I don't know much about it except the headline. But Bill Belichick not being elected into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in what I am assuming his first year of eligibility. I don't know how that works for coaches.
They basically said this was the first year he was eligible, and he did not make it in.
I don't understand that. Am I okay to say that? I mean, my goodness, the resume that this guy has put together is unbelievable.
I guess the first argument that people make is, well, who got in that wasn't him, and how long had they been waiting? But also, does it matter?
Well, yeah.
He's got a resume as far as pro football coaching that's just incredible. So I don't know.
You follow social media a lot more than I do. What has been the take on this? Are people upset? Are people wondering how can this happen? Or am I just kind of making way too big of a deal about it?
From what I've seen, people are just, I mean, I wouldn't say they're up in arms about it, but I think people have a hard time getting past the fact that he beat the teams they love a lot.
Oh, well.
I can see the realism. It's just like when the Patriots would make it to the Super Bowl and everyone was like, anybody but Tom Brady. I was the guy sitting on the other side going, I love that people hate Tom Brady. I'm rooting for him. I'm always rooting for either the bad guy or the complete underdog. So maybe there's a little bit of that. I don't know.
This is going to be, you guys know me. I don't know that much about sports, but I think part of it is his girlfriend.
Oh boy.
Boy, here we
the
go.
The elephant in the room. Dave's brought the elephant in the room into the conversation.
Dave Burney went there.
Yep. All of the Pro Football Hall of Fame voters are jealous of Bill Belichick's girlfriend.
Yes, exactly. Or not jealous, I don't know. But if you saw the 60-minute interview with him and her.
Yeah, I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
You kind of scratch your head. They might be mad because he's got this girlfriend that's half his age or more, probably more, and she kind of sit over in the corner in the 60-minute interview, and they'd show her every once in a while, and he kept looking at her like, should I answer this? She was kind of controlling things. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Well,
I'm more of the soap opera side of things.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I can appreciate that. Yeah. There's a lot of drama involved in sports, It used to be what happened between the whistle. Now a lot of it is what happens outside of the whistle.
Yes, indeed.
Well, guys, thanks a lot. It's always fun to talk to you guys about lots of different things. Some of this conversation, folks, I hear daily and back in the cubicle room. But I thought it might be nice to put it on the air and let you guys air it out.
Yeah, we try to limit it back there, but it's real hard.
Yes, it is.
It's real hard.
It's not a problem.
You just need to be thankful that the Bears are not still playing.
Oh, God, yes.
I don't know what I'd be doing. Oh, I'd be a nervous wreck for
Oh, I'd be
the entire month leading up to that.
a mess.
I would be too.
Yes.
Listen to you guys.
Yeah, and this is just a result of Brent and I having to go separate directions a lot this week. Usually, like rarely do we get to go to sports games together, but that's when we do all of our catching up. It's in the
yeah.
car on the road.
Car time.
Yep.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks for all you're doing this week. It's going to be a
Can
busy
I
one.
say one more thing
Sure,
quick?
you bet.
I know we do this a lot, but we should do it a lot. Special thanks again to the sponsors. We got so many businesses. I mean, they're sponsoring a lot of games
They are.
this week, and many of them are sponsoring every single one that we do, and we just can't thank them enough. So, thank you for supporting us and what we do.
Join us tomorrow